Hey friends, this video will show you many different tips about Medieval Dynasty. Let's go! Cave locations and mine. If you need copper ore, tin ore, salt or iron ore, then you need to visit a cave. The following map shows you all cave locations. I recommend you to download the map on your desktop or mobile phone. The download link is in the description. Iron ore. Where can you find iron ore? If you need copper ore, tin ore, salt or iron ore, then you need to visit a cave. Iron ore is the only thing where you need a mine. When the mine is built, the cave is automatically illuminated. Then you can find iron deposits deeper inside the cave. Of course, you can also hire a miner who will do the job for you. Usually every cave is guarded by bears. When a mine is built, the bears disappear. Or at least they become fewer. Iron ore is very heavy to carry. Therefore, it can make sense to place a second resource storage at the mine. This is then linked to the other resource storages in your village. Best building spot. In general, I recommend the following. You need a big flat land. Water nearby with a stream, river or lake. Because the water is needed for drinking, cooking and your residence. On the river you will find straw for the different rooftops. Now I show you 3 examples. River Fork. An incredible beautiful landscape with bridges and forest to build on. Water and straw are nearby and you are central between several other villages. Disadvantage: you have to fell a lot of birch trees and you are very far from Hornica and Gostovia. The Central Lake. Here you are very centrally located. There is a lot of water, a lot of fish for food, a lot of wood and flat land. And most importantly, you get a very nice view of the mountains. Even here you are far away from a mine or cave. The Mountain Town. Here you can build on a slope. The advantage is an incredibly beautiful view from up here. You can divide your village into several parcels. You could build the houses at the top, followed by the production sites, and at the very bottom the fields. There are a lot of stone deposits and so it is easier to build stone houses. You are exactly between Gostovia and Denica, which can be advantageous. A cave is also very close. Anyway, you are totally free to build wherever you want. You can always destroy your house and build it somewhere else. Inspector mode. Inspector mode is a visual effect that overlays the vision of the playable character with the purpose of highlighting environmental features. With this mode, you can identify the skills of a villager. Go to a campfire of another village than yours. Then press Alt and then you see the abilities of the villager. If a villager has 3 points in crafting, for example, then this person is 3 times better in crafting jobs. This means this person is 50% better than a person with only 2 points. If you can't see the abilities of a person, then this person is not available for your village. If you search a quest, then you usually use the map. When you have reached the position, then you can use the inspector mode again to find the person with the exclamation mark. If you skill tracker under hunting, Then it is possible to see the animals in green in the inspector mode. Of course, you can see the animals only in a certain range. In blue, you can see your horse, donkey, or other farming animals. If you skill Survival Sense under Survival, then it is possible to see mushrooms, feathers, herbs in Inspector mode. How to make money fast. In another video I showed many different ways to make money in 15 minutes. The best way at the beginning is to make stone knives. For that you have to gather stones and sticks from the ground. Sticks can be easily found in the forest and stones next to the river. In the winter time it is easier to find stones. If you sell too many stone knives to one dealer, then the value per knife drops. So it makes sense to visit another dealer from time to get the highest possible return. Later in the game it makes sense to plant and harvest flax. Then you have to go to the barn to the threshing floor and craft flax grain. Sell all the flax stalk and flax grain. Keep as much flax grain as you need for the next season. In the end game you just sell the resources you don't need anymore. So that you don't have to sell everything yourself, you can also build a market stall. Here you have to decide whether you want the shop to focus on tools, clothes, resources, food or herbs. Then click on the sack symbol at the top right. Now you can see how much of what you have in stock. So you can decide what you want to sell, and on the right side you can see how much the income is per day. Backpack. If you made a lot of money, then I recommend to buy some backpacks. I would start with a simple small backpack with 10 kilograms extra and a pouch with 6 kilograms extra. You can find this lady Matilda in Denica, or you visit a dealer in Branica or Hornica. How to increase your building limit. If you go to your management, then you can see your building limit and your number of buildings. If you want to increase your building limit, then you have to do the main quest. On the right below you can see the reward. If you start a new game, then you can increase the maximum building limit to 200%. If you don't do it at the beginning, then it is not possible to do it afterwards. How to increase the mood of your villagers. Go to your management. In general, your villagers need food, water and firewood. The firewood has to be in the resource storage. They prefer firewood before logs and logs before sticks. Water must be inside the water bucket and food must be cooked. Water and food must be stored in the food storage. On the people's demand control, you can see what is consumed first. If a product is higher up in the list, it will be consumed first. Your residents will consume first all 31 firewood pieces before they start to consume all stick pieces. So my statement from before is wrong or out of date. Residents prefer sticks before logs. On the right side you can click on the tick and set that logs and planks are never used for heating. However, this only applies to the residents and lives of the residents and not to the production facilities. The same goes for eating and drinking. My residents currently only have cabbages and roasted meat in the food storage. Cabbage is preferred over roasted meat. However, you may want to process the cabbages further before your residents consume it. For this reason, you can also put an X here. On the right side you will see the effect straight away. The food reserves decreases from 2727 to 501. Of course, you need also a house for your residents. And no, they cannot sleep in your house. The residents need a separate house. To increase the mood, it makes sense to start directly with a stone house. Go to your door, wall or window and press E. Then you can choose on the right side a stone wall with a door. The same thing you can do with all walls and rooftops. Press E and choose a stone wall with window. If you do not have a woodshed, then you cannot craft any planks for the rooftop. Therefore, you need to start with a straw roof. Straw can be found on the river. There you find reed, which is the same as straw. Limestone. Before we get into mining limestone, you will need a pickaxe which you can buy in Hornica or Lesnica. Alternatively, you can craft a stone pickaxe, or later in the game you can craft an iron pickaxe in the smithy. On the hills and sometimes also on the flat land you will find rock. These will drop stones and limestones. The stones are needed for the stone houses and limestone is needed to upgrade the walls. In the end, the villager mood and firewood consumption is much better. Alternatively, you can build an excavation shed where a villager can be assigned as a miner. Temperatures. Go to your inventory and then you can see on the bottom right the temperature meter. The temperature meter shows your character's current temperature. In the blue zone you will freeze to death and in the red zone you will overheat. This meter can change with different times of the day, different seasons or different clothes. One below you can see the heat resistance and one below you can see the cold resistance. In the winter time you can find a blue bar on the left corner below. This bar only pops up if you do not wear clothes with enough cold protection. Alternatively, you can use a torch to warm up or you can go inside a house. In the summertime the same thing can happen. If you wear winter clothes, then you will overheat. On the left corner you will find a red bar. If the bar is on the lowest level, then you will lose health points step by step. Donkey versus horse. If we compare a donkey versus a horse, then it looks like the following. A horse is 25% faster than a donkey. If the horse or donkey is completely equipped with saddle and the largest saddle bag, then the donkey can carry 11% more than the horse. A donkey is 60% cheaper than the horse. In summary, the horse is faster but the donkey is cheaper and the donkey can also carry more. Anyway, you don't really have to choose either, because you can have both in the same stable. Shuffle. If you fell a tree, its tree stumps will disappear. If you do not want the tree to grow again over many seasons, then you should remove the stump with a shovel. Equip the shovel and remove the stump. Secondly, the wooden shovel is needed to extract clay. You can find clay deposits in different locations. On this map you can see most of them. Clay can be used to make pottery such as bottles for decoration. Now we have a look how to craft a shovel. Early in the game the wooden shovel can be purchased with 50 building points in technology and 20 coins. The wooden shovel can be crafted in the smithy on the workbench. The copper, bronze and iron shovel can be crafted in a smithy on the anvil. Trees. If you have an axe, then you can chop a tree. When the tree is on the ground you can hit it once and all branches go into your inventory as sticks. If you hit the tree again, then the tree become logs. You can then collect these with E. If you don't want to use the area where the trees were standing, then you can leave the tree trunks. The tree then grows back within 2 years. If you remove the tree trunk with a shovel, then the tree will no longer grow back. However, you can only then place the house on the land. You can always remove scrubs if you need sticks. These will never grow into a tree. Keybinds. If you press F5, then the game will quick save. If you press it again, then the game will quick save again, but it will also override your first quick save game. If you press then F9, then it will load the last quick save. It can be useful to press F5 to quick save before a battle. If you press Shift twice quickly, then the character runs automatically. Then you only have to steer with the mouse. This is also possible with a horse or donkey. Sometimes you are stuck somewhere and you cannot leave a building, or you are stuck somewhere in between. Then you can ask this person to move a bit, or you can press escape and click on unstuck. Then you will be teleported. Fertilizer. The fertilizer is needed for the field so plants can grow. The fertilizer is distributed after which the fields are plowed and then the seeds are sown. There are 3 different ways to gather fertilizer. The easiest way is to visit a vendor. For example, Dagobert from Denica. He will sell fertilizer for roughly 8 coins. Rotten food can be used as a further option. Take vegetables, meat or other food and put it in different chests. But do not use the food storage chest. Otherwise your villager will eat this food before it can rot. And also because vegetables are harder to rot in the food storage. Usually I place a wash tub next to the barn as a compost. In this example I use 3 different wash tubs to show the different amount of rot. In the first wash tub we placed 1 berry, in the second wash tub 1 meat, and in the last wash tub 1 cabbage. After 1 season we gained 1 rot for 1 berry, 3 rot for 1 meat and 4 rot for 1 cabbage. So cabbages are the best products to convert into rot. Take the rot and go to the barn. You can craft 1 fertilizer with 10 pieces of rot. The next possibility is manure. You can gather it from a pigsty. For that you let a villager work in the pigsty and this worker will gather manure from the pigs. In return you need animal feed for the pigs. The pigsty worker will bring the manure to the resource storage where you can take it out. Take the manure out of the chest and go to the barn table. You can craft 1 fertilizer with 2 manure. Chicken versus goose. If we compare a chicken versus a goose, then it looks like the following. The chicken is available earlier because of the technology points. The chicken is 33% cheaper than a goose. The chicken lays 33% less eggs. This means that your worker will level faster with geese, because geese produce more eggs. When it comes to profitability, I would go with the geese. If you like chickens better, or if you need eggs earlier in the game, then I would go for chickens. In endgame you can own both. But where can you find chickens or geese? You can buy chickens in Rolnica or Borovo. A goose can be bought in Gostovia. Healing. There are many different ways to lose health. For example, a bear attack. or fall damage. If you sleep in your house, then you will restore your health. Alternatively, you can search for broadleaf, daisy, and dandelion. Open your inventory and eat them. So it makes always sense to gather these plants from the ground when you see them. Additionally, the plants don't weigh much, so they don't need any space. If your horse or donkey lost some health, then it will heal overnight. Season end. There are also 4 seasons in Medieval Dynasty. By default, a season lasts 3 days. The status can be seen in the middle above. When you go to sleep on the last day of the season, many things will reset. Hunger and thirst are reset to 100%. So you don't have to eat or drink anything before the end of the season. Any side quests that have been started will be completed as not fulfilled. This can cost dynasty points, so you should only start side quests at the beginning of a season. Additionally, you will be teleported to your home. So in theory, you can travel around and sleep on a campfire, and at the next day you are at home. How do you farm? I will show you an example with cabbages. First, we will start with the field. Search a flat foundation for your fields. Push Q, then the building wheel is opening. Select building and then farming, and then the field. This will bring up a short wooden post that you can place. Once selected, you can turn and back up to expand it out. The largest field you can have is 16 by 16, so anything in that range will work. To plow the fields, you need a wooden hoe. Press Q and click on handcrafting, and then build a wooden hoe with 1 log and 5 sticks. Equip your wooden hoe in your inventory and plow your ground with a left click. Then you have to buy seeds and fertilizer from a trader. In our case, we want to buy cabbage seeds. We can buy this, for example, in Denica from Dagobert. Equip your simple bag. Right click, click on field, choose fertilizer, and fertilize the field with a left click. Plow the fields again. Take your bag again. Right click, click on field, click on cabbage seeds, and throw some seeds on the ground with a left click. Pay attention to the seasonality of the different seeds. If there is a yellow X, then the seeds cannot be planted this season. What is the return per planted field of cabbage? The result varies a bit. I tested 100 cabbage fields. 1 field cabbage gives you a return of 4 up to 12 cabbage heads. The average is around 8 cabbage heads. Additionally, 1 field cabbage gives you a return of 0 up to 4 seeds. The average is around 2 seeds per field. After a while, you don't have to buy any more cabbage seeds, because you get more seeds than you have fields. Naming. It is very important in the game that you name the different houses of your residence. For that, you have to go to the management, houses, and then we click on the smithy and press H. Here we call it, for example, Helmut's Helmets. We name the tavern the Angry Pig. And the pigsty is called Piggy Paradise. On the house plate you can also see the name now. This plate exists on each house and there you can enter directly in the management of this specific house. Farm Animal Map. If you want to have farm animals in your village, then you need to know where you get them. Pigs are available in Rolnica. Chickens can be bought in Rolnica or Borovo. Geese are only available in Gostovia. Sheep in Baranica, donkeys in Tutki, horses in Hornica, goats in Denica, and cows in Gostovia. I recommend you to download the map on your desktop. So if you search something, then you find it faster. The download link is in the description. Graphic improvements. This is only possible if you have a Geforce graphic card and if you use Geforce Experience. When you are in the game, then you can press Alt plus F3. There you can set up different filters for Medieval Dynasty. I use details to sharpen the game and take away the fog. I use brightness and contrast to emphasize certain things more. And I use color to make the whole thing livelier and more colorful. To my liking, the game doesn't have to look realistic. I prefer it colorful and beautiful, even if it looks like a dream. All the settings shown can look totally different for you because you have a different screen and software settings than me. So I recommend you to just try out different settings until you find one that fits you. This video here will show you all you need to know about the villagers.